Hi everyone, I am back with another one of my videos, and this video is going to be kind of like a blogging video. I'm just going to show you what I have throughout a day of eating, and let's show you. So the first thing that I wanted to do was make a salsa, and I already have an onion here. So I have an onion already cooking up, and I have some tomates that I gotta use up. So I'm just gonna put them in the comal and roast them. And they're gonna be slow roasted. Here I'll be slow roasting them for a few minutes each side. I would say about 15 minutes on each side. Slow roasting. Slow roasting is necessary for this salsa because I'm gonna be mashing it in the molcajete. So it's not too much work for me. I'm going to slow cook them. I'm actually not going to use this. I'm going to slow cook them. But this one's a little rotten, but I'm going to salvage part of it because I think that this is a great opportunity to let you know that when you have tomatoes that are going bad or they look a little funky, make a cooked sauce, either a salsa or a tomato sauce. You can still make it without really tasting the rottenness. Well, there's not gonna be rotting in it or anything. You're just gonna take off the bad part, and you just utilize it. So this pepper, I'm gonna remove its little stem, and I'm gonna put it in here. I'm gonna add a little salt to extract moisture and start giving them flavor. I was gonna add this heirloom, but I guess I'm gonna use it for something else because it doesn't fit in the comal. So the next thing that I want to do is make some banana pancakes for breakfast. So join me on that recipe. I'm ready to make the banana pancakes. And we're going to just freestyle this. I don't have anything measured out this time. Having old bananas is a great opportunity to make pancakes. Always. You can either make pancakes or you can either make waffles or bread or cupcakes, anything to be honest. So I'm going to get 2 bananas. I want it to be nice and banana-y. And I'm going to use a masher. We're going to mash it up. And I like it to just have chunks. I don't want it to break down so much. So just a quick mash. Now I'm going to open it up a little bit here. We're going to make a little welt. 1 cup of any flour of your choice. I love whole wheat flour. Okay? And I am not gluten-free because I don't have celiac disease. So I think gluten is good for me. Doesn't do anything bad for me. And I use the restroom really well with these, especially with lots of blueberries and the bananas. So 1 cup of whole wheat flour or oat flour if you're gluten-free. And then I've got here some cornmeal. You can use chia meal, flax meal. It might change a little bit of the liquid because this is drier. So just when you put liquid, be careful. Just put a little less or something like that. I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of the cornmeal. And this is just a stabilizer. The next thing I want to add, and this one's new, I'm going to try it today, is cornstarch. I'm going to add a tablespoon. And then I'm also going to add some baking powder, about a tablespoon, but not so much. And then those are the ingredients I use all the time to make pancakes and waffles. And it's super easy. They come out very delicious. And I'm also going to add some blueberries. So it can be blueberries and banana pancakes, and it's just more healthy. My sugar of choice for dry sugars is coconut sugar or mock fruit sugar or like stevia, something like that, that is dry, or maybe even date sugar. But date sugar is very expensive. You know what I mean? It's not a reasonable ingredient if you're going to cook all the time with sugar. Okay, so that's all I have to say about that. And then you could also do raw cane sugar, is also good. All the sugars are fine. They're all pretty much the same. It's all glucose. So I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of coconut sugar. But I feel like coconut sugar has a little bit more minerals. They've got more antioxidants because look at the color. So if I can use coconut sugar, I will. If not, I'll use date syrup. But date syrup is going to affect the liquid amount that I'm going to add to this. So I don't want it. I don't want that. Okay, so I'm going to put these ingredients back here. Or maybe I could just put them away. This is where I put my stuff. I like to put this in the fridge. I put all my flowers in the fridge because they tend to stay fresher that way and longer. And then there's little bugs always trying to, mate inside there and multiply. So you want to be careful with that. You really want to seal it really tight or put it in the fridge, which I think is best. All right, the last thing that we need to do is add our liquid. Now, that's your choice of what you want to do. Water is always the best liquid that you can use for any cake because it will not affect the recipe as much. But I'm going to be adding almond milk today because I have it on me. Look at this beautiful jug of almond milk. It's such a great price. I'm going to add 1 cup in there and I'm going to stir it together. And it'll just come together. Come together right now. My pancakes. Yeah. Alright, so I'm going to give it a nice stir, but not too much. You might want to just taste it. See if there's anything missing. I would say it would need a little bit more sweetness. And some vanilla. Of course, I've got to put some vanilla. And since I ran out of my coconut sugar, I'm going to use some of this mock fruit stevia raw sugar mixture. Just a little bit because I don't like it to be that sweet. Because we are going to add some maple. Because you can't have pancakes without maple. I just love it. I'm going to add my blueberries now because they are frozen. And I'm just going to leave them at the top. There we go. Now, you'll meet me in the stovetop to make these pancakes happen. Of course, before I make my pancakes, we've got to check on our tomatoes. I've got the onions out already. And look at these tomatoes. They are melt in your mouth cooked. So these guys are going to just melt in that mortar and pestle when I give it that pounding. Let's go ahead and get started on my pancakes. Because it's past our pancake time. So as you can see, I left the blueberries like that. You can add flour if you want. I just got lazy. So I want big pancakes. So I'm going to add 2 scoops. 2 scoops is for big pancakes. Okay. Now we're going to crank up the heat right now because we want to shock our pancakes. Might have been a little bit too watery, but we're going to go ahead and deal with it. Super blueberry. Oh my goodness. Delicious. These are going to be some giant blueberry pancakes. And there's like a swirl happening here that I kind of like. So I'm going to let my pancakes cook on high for about 1 minute, maybe 30 seconds. Then I'm going to drop the heat to medium low and then allow it to continue cooking. And then I will flip it and allow it to continue cooking on medium low for another minute or so. So altogether, I would say it would be about 3 minutes for the pancakes to be cooked. Alright, so we're going to let that cook and we're going to continue on whatever else I am going to be doing. I got so much prep to do, but I don't really want to do too much prepping because I've got a lot of vegetables that I need to eat and used up. Has that ever happened to you? So I'm going to add the last tomato and turn off the stovetop. That's when this can also be a food processor or a blender. It doesn't really matter. Use whatever you want. We're almost there. There's almost a little bit of holes. We're gonna wait just a few, but they're almost fully cooked on one side and we will flip it. We're gonna add our tomatoes and we're gonna add only a few at a time. And then we're just gonna use our trusty masher to mash and pound. These tomatoes are very juicy, as you can see, so we must be careful. So we're gonna mash this up and basically make the salsa. I'll show you the texture once it's done, okay? Alright, so it's time to flip our pancakes. Oh, they smell so delicious. And what I'm going to do is gently go around. Before I even flip them, just gently go around and remove anything that's like stuck. Okay? As you can see, you see what I'm doing here? Just going around. Once it's off, we give it a flip. And it's a little burnt, whatever. The next ones won't be like that. But I think it's mostly because of the blueberry liquid. It just makes it dark. To prevent that, we've got to put flour on the blueberries, which I didn't do because it's a casual video and I'm just having some breakfast with you. But these are so good. As you can see, you just go around it because we're not using so much, oil or anything like that to prevent it from sticking. So we need to just have a technique. All right, so back to our salsa. Our pancakes are ready and our salsa is ready. I got a little lazy. I'm a lazy morcajito salsa maker. So I leave stuff kind of chunky. But if you want to make this more fine, you can put it in the food processor. And that, otherwise, just do it the way that I did it. Look, it looks really good. It looks super good. And I'm going to be making something for lunch. And I'm going to be eating it with something that I have for lunch. And I'll show you that later on the day. So all I'm going to do is just put a plastic wrap on it and just store it outside. All right, there we go. Just put it over here. Okay, now is our pancake tower. And look at these. They are super cute. Remember, it's not burnt. It's the blueberry juice that came out of these juicy blueberries, which I have no control of. But you can put flour if you're trying to do this for professional or somewhat like that. Okay, so I'm going to add some syrup. I just love it with syrup. Pancakes with some syrup. It's always my favorite go-to, the way that I would eat my pancakes, because it just brings me back to the past. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. I remember when my mom used to make me pancakes every Sunday. Mm. She'll make them so simple. She'll just give us pancakes and that's it. No bacon. We never ate bacon. I never grew up eating bacon. My mom grew up in a time where cholesterol was bad and like it was big. So she actually got lucky and she actually taught me that. She was always putting us in a high protein, low cholesterol diet. She just didn't know that a lot of the saturated fat is coming from the meat and the eggs versus like, the fried food and stuff like that. She was really big on no eating fried food. So there's a lot of good things that she showed me that she taught me. So no bacon was allowed in our house. No manteca. So I didn't grow up eating that stuff. So that's why I can see why some people are super connected to it. Like my boyfriend, he just loves eating stuff that's like that's that Mexicans use, like lard and stuff. It's just it's just not good though. Like it's not good. People could tell you otherwise, but it's not good. Manteca is not good. It never will. If it was bad 200 years ago, it's bad today. Mm. Mm-mm. Wow. So, anyways, I'm gonna finish up my breakfast. So I ended up blending my salsa in the food processor because I did not like the texture. I just didn't mash it up enough, but I just didn't have enough patience. But anyways, modern times brings this food processor. So anyways, here is an idea on how I ate it. I have some broccoli there, some tofu, some rice, and I'm gonna put it over some salsa. The broccoli is seasoned with like a sazon. So yeah, super delicious. I love having fruit around. I think it's super important to have fruit always ready. So I've got some melon here that I've cut. I want to make sure I have it ready for when I go to work or when I am hungry and I want a quick snack. This is the perfect snack to have if you can afford it, of course. But the best thing to do is to always look for what's in season. Like these melons were 99 cents a pound. So I had to jump on it, especially because they're one of the clean 13, I believe, which means these are low in pesticides usage. So anything with a hard peel is going to be low pesticide. They're going to have low pesticides because they don't need too much protecting. My spoon. So every week I tend to have different types of fruit. Fruit is kind of hard to buy. It's a little expensive. But like I said, if you can get the seasonal fruit, whatever's in season, you don't have a problem. So I'm going to cut this and put it in a container, and I'm going to have it ready. My next meal was a delicious ceviche. I've got some aguacate and some soy ceviche, which I made a recipe already on it. This is super yummy, and I am going to enjoy this. Now let's see if I can show you how to eat this. The first thing that you want to do is get some avocado. And then you put it here. I'm not going to use all of avocado. But you never know. But I've got it all cut up already. And I cut it into little chunks because I feel like it's better. And I'm going to put it in the corner. that to 2 of the slices. This is one of the best meals that you can have as a Mexican. It's so delicious. It's super delicious. It's super healthy, especially if you do it vegan style. Because when you really think about it, the shrimp is high in cholesterol. If you do it with shrimp, if you do it with ground beef, high in cholesterol. If you do it with fish, high in cholesterol, so, and heavy metals. So it's not even worth it. Just do it vegan. Cauliflower or soy. It's always the best. You could even do quinoa. But I just feel like it tastes too healthy with quinoa. Well, so good. This is what I would serve in my restaurant, and how I would serve it if I was serving this. Oh my goodness. And of course, a little Valentino or tapatio, if you like tapatio. My sister was always the tapatio queen, but I like Valentina more because I just think it tastes more than just spice. I ended up taking a nap, and now I woke up and I did some laundry, but I still gotta go to the park and take my dog. El Valentina y pa' dentro.